Let's get some updates on it once we start.
Yes, John. So today I work on upgrading Node 22. So that I'm able to complete it. So Jerry is deploying it currently. As you can see, you are deploying, right?
Yeah. So yeah, let me elaborate on that a bit to kind of expand for the Node 22 upgrade. It's what I would call a moderate risk upgrade, but we need to do it because Amazon's deprecating it like in about 5 or 6 months. Better to get ahead of it. But we're going to have a lot more good opportunities with it. For example, I'm going to be upgrading the server to try to run on an ARM processor, and AWS builds their own processors in-house, and well, I won't say in-house, but they have their own processor, and they're advertising a 25% cost of performance improvement. So I would try to use basically their newest dedicated hardware for this, and I'll get it deployed to QA, and we could try it in QA, and I'm going to say pretty quick we'll find out if something doesn't work. But other than that, it should be a pretty straightforward upgrade. But we're going to also benefit from even newer hardware and also more efficient. So it actually runs cheaper.
That's cool. So we're able to use newer hardware from Amazon.
Yeah, these are processors designed by Amazon rather than off-the-shelf Intel CPUs.
I see.
Designed by Amazon and optimized for their infrastructure.
Oh, cool. And so Ahmet's done with the upgrade in QA?
Yes. Yeah.
But it's not ready to test in the app yet. I have to build a new environment and then update the DNS to point to it. But I'll let you know when it's ready.
Okay, great.
And one more thing, John. So today also in the same branch, I have added just test cases. So that is also there. Jerry, you can see that.
Okay. How do we test the test cases?
Test cases like it should be run at the time of, right, Jerry? Let me share my screen. I will show you how it should be. Like you can see the coverage of things there. It is too long process. So here you can see report. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
This is the current situation, how much we covered here. Yep. So when you run it, like it will give you a report test regarding the test cases, how much it's covered, how much line branch cover, function cover, everything it will give you. So mostly as the register is covered, yeah, and category model is covered 100%.
Oh. So what's red and what's green? What does that mean?
Sorry?
Why is some red and some green?
So red means like it should be, it should more to cover. It's not yet covered fully.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so like there is some standardization, like test cases should cover at least 75%.
Okay.
Jerry, you can add more.
Yeah, that's what it's basically. It's just a progress chart on what we need to do, and like this takes time. This takes a lot of time to do. So
yes.
I understand you're seeing a lot of red now, but it's something that over time we should get better and better at.
Yeah. How does it help us identify where there was a regression?
Well, if the tests stay the same and you make some code changes and the test fails, then there's a regression.
So, for example, John, we have written test case for onboarding, and we have added new code, and something went wrong. Our existing test case will be failed. So we can identify easily where it is wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I assume you're testing that stuff, Ahmet, to make sure the tests are catching.
Yes. Long running process on this. So yeah, it should not be completed in 1 week or like it is long running. So yeah, I will.
Okay, cool. Okay, thank you, Ahmet. Anything else?
Yeah, no. And also, John, like this stoppages inside notification that is in production.
The topic is what about topic notification?
The Slack message which you sent me.
Oh, okay, you fixed that one. Okay, thanks, Ahmet. What's up, Liz? Yeah, go ahead, Ismail.
So I'm in the QA. I'm already onboarded, and you guys said if I go to edit SOT, I shouldn't see my contacts, right?
Yeah.
Which I am seeing it in QA. Like that seems to be working fine.
I'm in build 15, which is pointing to production.
Correct. Well, right now I have it pointing to QA and it's working fine. So I'm gonna switch it to production and see if I get any errors.
Yeah, like I don't think we made any changes to that endpoint, right? Because that's the only thing I can imagine passing something wrong to the back end.
I don't know. I personally didn't work on this or changed anything regarding that, so I wouldn't think so.
I don't.
And if you haven't touched it, then I don't think
it's still working. Like that's the other thing too, is that it's working.
There's other
it's working. So
there's other problems where lists of names aren't showing up. Like if you go to the members in the chat and try and search for members, it also doesn't show any
members in a chat. Okay.
Yeah.
There's members. Look for. That seems to be working too. I can't reproduce any of these problems, so let me switch to QA environment and see. I mean, prod.
Yeah, I'm on two different phones and they're both doing the same thing. Oh wait, this one just got results. It just took like 10 seconds.
Oh, that's weird.
This internet's real slow.
Yeah, but this phone is not getting any. And this
Yeah.
one right next to it.
Are they both on the same carrier? Because you probably have AT&T on one and Verizon on the other one.
They're both Verizon. Yeah, they're.
So mine's AT&T. I'm on the tech.
Yeah, no, they're both Verizon because it's my old one's my new one.
It's super slow. I can't get anything open.
Yeah, but so the one, my iPhone 16 isn't. It doesn't get any results, and that's the one where I onboarded. Actually, this one might not even be in build 15, so I need to take that back. My test phone that got the results. Yeah, it's not even in 15. So yeah, it's happening in build 15. Let me see if I can.
Okay, so I can confirm here that it is working in QA. It is not working in prod. So let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, is there something that we like a parameter or something that we need to add that it doesn't like?
Well, it's working QA, so.
Yeah, because I didn't. Well, I didn't. I may have something that needs to go to production that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
So the user contacts and following. I'm assuming that's the one, right? I see an error here.
User contact and following.
There's an error. Let me get you that error.
So contact and following.
Here, I'll Slack that to you right now, Jerry.
Yep. There's a group key. Oh.
There.
Oh, because that's the group. Oh, wait, is member. Oh, because those new fields. Ugh. I thought it was search chat, but there's that one too. Okay. Search chat. And
yeah, it's saying unknown argument. Field.
Following. Okay, let's see. Do we have everything that we want to push into? I don't want to push everything from QA in the production yet, which I could. I just want to say that this includes like our auto moderation and what else? I think the biggest risk right now is the auto moderation and also checking for the profile key that is like refreshing the profile information from Google. I could push everything in the production, but we have to keep in mind those are two things that will be part of this. John, what do you think?
What was the question?
Sounds like that there is something that Ismail's looking for in production, like from the back end.
Okay.
So I can push everything from QA into production, but
Uh-huh.
I just want to keep in mind and call out that we have a couple features that we need to be aware of are going in, and that includes our auto moderation from ChatGPT, and then that also includes.
I don't think that's it. We got to test that way more. Let's not have that go.
Like let me see if I can find the commit to cherry pick then. I'll handle it.
Okay.
Zane has a funny glove idea.
Okay, hold that thought. Trying to think if there's anything else that's holding us up. So I'm going to basically to the app store. Got a couple more things. How will we know? You're gonna let me know, Jerry, if that's gonna be deployed and I can test it.
Yep, I'll let you know. Let me make sure I have all the queries that we need. I think it's just this one commit. Cat search for a mean.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, let's see. So Ismail, why don't you continue for us?
I'm sorry, your voice is breaking up a little bit. What was that?
Give us your update, please.
Oh, yeah, sure. So yesterday I ended up focusing on the draft. I got so close to get it to work, but I kept there was a few things I couldn't get to work, so I just kind of honestly put it in my head and I kept me busy all day. Good news is I did get it to work. It's kind of cool. But it did end up taking pretty much my whole day. But here's what I did. So here, this will be easier to show. Okay.
On a side note, did Amin not finish the share link? There was no PR for that yesterday.
He did give me a PR at the end of the day where he dropped off. It was not part of the build, and it was add share group link to share. Yeah, so that was like a few hours after the build was out.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see here. Okay, so you guys can see my screen. I'm just gonna say over here test 1. And then if we go over here, we'll say test 2. So if we go back, see that test 1 is still there.
Oh, nice.
And if you go here, test 2 is still here. And then if you go here, it would be empty. If you go to a different topic, it will be empty. And here's the hard part. See, now after we go back, it's still there.
Okay.
And then here, this is what took me forever to get to work properly with everything. If you close the app, drum rolls, still there.
Stayed even with the app closed?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had to do it where if it's a group, if it's a main chat, it will. So I used these persistent atoms. I had to create a one for it. They have something called an atom family. So what this does is you give it a key, and for each one, it creates its own little atom that it stores the value even when you're close the app. So I found a way where if it's like the main chat, I give it the group key, where if it's a topic, it would use the topic key. So the group key means main chat, topic key means you're in a topic. And it uses these keys to basically create these atoms and then to fetch them with the correct topic to map them properly. So that way I don't have to manually add, remove, maintain, all that, where I can use that, like basically the recoil atoms. They had a library to pretty much help me with that, which was pretty cool. It was just hard getting it to work because with the persistent, where it stays after you close the app. We had a method which worked good for single atoms, but because this is a family, I had to tweak that, like create another one for the atom family, where that took forever to get to work properly. But honestly, I kept I used, what's it called, the Google one, the Gemini 2.0 Pro. That thing is actually scary smart. It helped me a lot with configuring that particular piece of code where it would stay here for the setup.
Ishmael, are you storing that on the user's local? Is that where
Yeah.
that's actually? Oh, that's really cool. I had no idea we could do that.
Yeah. So it's like, the thing is with storing on the user's local is that it's not reactive. What that means is if it changes, you don't see a change. Like, it's not responsive. But if you combine it with the atom, like the recoil, then it becomes reactive and stores on the user's device. And the best part, you don't have to manually manage it. But the configuring it, which is basically this part right here, this was the hard part. After
When you type in a lot of content and then you leave that area and come back to it,
Mhm.
like let's say more than one line of content,
Mhm.
does the front end know to auto expand the text field with the refreshed or with all that local content?
I haven't tested that's a good test to do right now. I also fixed the scrolling, Ian. I know we talked about that. So if you look at this, now if you have like a bunch of text and you're
Oh,
typing.
sick.
So I actually use your tip by creating a maximum height, and now it scrolls.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And let's actually go back and go in.
It was this. Yeah, there you go. The other one.
What was this one? Yeah, there we go. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I got scared for
Really
a second. I was
cool.
like, wait, why didn't it update? I was like, oh, it's here.
Oh, great job, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Really well done.
So yeah, that's what I spent pretty much my whole day on yesterday. It took forever to get to work properly, but here it is. And yeah, right now I'll be shifting gears to edit. I know Jerry sent me the edit chat mutation, so that's I'll be trying to integrate. Well, I need to build the UI for it first, but after that I'll start integrating it.
Okay, very good. Super great.
Yeah. This will not be part of the build also. I was working on this yesterday after the build, so
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah. So I sent it to Ahmet to review.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, was up really late. He was messaging me pretty late. I need him to fix something. I don't think it's major, but it would be nice to have that shareable link for the go to the App Store. What about?
Yeah, I mean, we can have another build out with these two PRs after Ahmet reviews it. I reviewed his. I didn't see anything wrong, so if it's good to go, I approved it. He just needs to review this one. If it's good to go, we can then have a new build if we want it to have these features in it.
Okay. Yeah. Chantel and Todd, have you guys been testing on Android? There's quite a bit of things to test to make sure everything's working well.
Yeah, I just started testing this morning.
How was everything?
What little I've done so far has been smooth. I have not run into a problem on Android yet,
Uh,
but I'm still testing. I'm not done yet.
I still need to update, so I'm doing that right now.
okay.
So I need an over medium date as well. Because I had,
All right. Well,
I had an over medium.
Wells, why don't you give us your update?
I need an over medium date.
Did you say well, sir?
Yes,
He
indeed.
did.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, it helped me with the audio playback, and I'm just so it basically worked, and I am on the final steps of getting the code good to go and good to be shipped and test. So I will be probably in the next 20 minutes pushing all this to the draft PR and actually sending it to Amin to test it out and see if it also works on his end. And then the PR will be good to be reviewed on that end.
That's great.
Yeah, I am trying to do some other fancy stuff with that. So basically now the audio will continue playing on the background, but I wanted to also have the notch on the iPhone to have controllers for that. I'm doing something like that. I couldn't get it yet though, but I'm shipping the version that works, and then I will work on the improvements and all the other stuff and the tests, etc. But yeah, for example, here, if we go to like Chantel's podcast, it's playing here.
You were saying you weren't able to get it to work yet.
Yeah,
Yes.
the audio is working. I couldn't get the controllers to be here, like kind of like
Oh, I
play
see.
balls and etc.
Well, maybe if you pull, what if you pull down the shade? With the controllers in there,
Can you repeat, please? I couldn't hear it. Wait, just a second.
from the top of your iPhone, the shade. Pull down the shade.
The shade?
Yeah, so put the app in the background. And then pull down from the top of the phone. There. You don't have controls there? You have to press play on the app. On the press play, yeah, and then try that.
Today we're going to be talking with Silvana de.
Let's start higher.
How do you pronounce your name?
Let's go in the middle.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it should have it there, right?
Yeah, not yet. I was looking into it also, the notifications and the kind of thing. Doing some testing with that. The main issue is all this stuff from what I was seeing, it is supposed to be on the main app.json configuration file. But for some reason, for the library we are using, when I try to get configuration there, it says it doesn't have a proper configuration file, so it breaks the app. We'll look into how to get that like improved and having the controllers either here on or on the notifications, so the user can actually access them. But regarding audio background, at least now it is not pausing the audio, and you can continue to listen to it.
Yes, I was, and then my husband decided to take career track and go to the school, and then just so moving and all that, I was like, come up.
Wells, question on that. If you don't mind pausing that, a couple questions for you real quick on that play bar. Does this support this particular plugin? Were you guys discussing incorporating I think it's called RSTP streams, live streams into that play button as well, rather than fixed audio links?
Yeah, I'm not caught up on that discussion.
Okay. So what we're hoping for, I think it's RTMP, real-time message protocol, I think is what it's called. Let's just double check it. So what we're hoping for is that the integrated audio player is already compatible with RTMP stream audio. The Rad Radio live stream uses an RTMP stream, and pretty much every web browser has an integrated audio player, and all of them support RTMP protocol as a standard, where you can just hit play and it buffers, maybe half a second at most of the audio. It's a pretty low density stream, so it's easy to queue it up really quick, and then it starts playing it. But what we're curious about is if we can connect that to an existing player without having to add a new player to our build. So one of the things that would be, and just to confirm, John, is this something that you want Wells working on, or is this something that we wanted anybody else to look at, that live stream for Rad?
Yeah, I mean, Wells is kind of in the zone right now, so it'll probably be good to ask for him.
It also seems like it's very close to what he's already spending a lot of time on. So I don't think it would be a complex
Right.
addition. Wells, I can give you an actual RTMP stream URL that we use for Rad Radio.
Mhm.
I believe that Jerry, you didn't do anything with it yet, right, Jerry? You just had the stream and knew about it.
Yeah, I just had the URL to it. It didn't actually I didn't try to put it in the app or anything.
Okay, all right, got it. So Wells, in Slack real quick, I'm going to send you over the direct stream URL, and then let's see if you can feed that URL to the player in the app. Obviously, you're going to have to kind of manually connect this somewhere just to see if it can play. I have a feeling it'll automatically work. I'm assuming that the player that you're using is one that's native to React Native.
Yeah, I'm using React Native Track Player. I'm actually searching as we speak if it has support to RTMP.
Okay.
I see they have another alternative for that. But that's the scenario we don't want to fall in, right? No, we don't want to.
I mean, ideally, if the one that we already have in there can support it, it'd be nice not to have to add another library.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I found a really cool article here about it. But yeah, indeed, it is using another one. Let's do the test you just suggested. Let's see if this player can handle that. Just a second.
If we do get it to work, what I'll do is I'll actually give you a specific URL, which also tracks the referral link, so I can identify how many people are streaming through our app separately.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay.
And it's more of a slider, not a burger. Come on. That's just
Wow.
Oh man,
It works.
burger's good.
Or you
Is
did
the right one? I think that's
Yeah.
Chantilly's one. Or is it the right one?
Yeah, I mean, we're hearing the correct audio.
Avocados from Mexico.
No, I think this is from the original Chantilly.
Police were called out last night to investigate.
No, that audio we're listening to, that's Rad Radio. That's the RTMP stream.
That's RTMP? That's perfect.
Through the grass.
And it wasn't the dairy yard.
So you're using the native player that you already had for that
Yeah.
stream?
Yeah, I just changed the URL.
Well, we might be able to just inject it right now.
Yeah, well, the only thing is that we would need a special button on the Rad Radio profile in order to designate that this is the live stream, and I don't believe we have anything on the front end for that yet. It would have to effectively be hard-coded to that one card as well.
Yeah, because right now what I could do is like what we did with the Rob Opens Up segment that we kind of just hard-coded a link there. We could do the same with a listen live. It won't have all the background play functionality, but the live feed would be there.
Oh, I see. But it would still be like you would fix it to the top of the episodes, for example.
Until we get it out in the front, until we get it out everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like that we could potentially, ship as soon as now.
John, what do you think about that?
Sorry, what was the question?
Well, if we get a, we have the ability to play Rad's live audio now in the app. We confirm that the audio player that we already have can play live audio.
Oh, sweet. Sorry,
Right.
I was half listening. I was
Now-
talking to Danny about getting. I've been on a couple podcasts the last few days, just talking about having them promote their podcast as a listen to this podcast, having them promote it through Sircles, and then potentially have a huge audience of people listening to podcasts directly through Sircles. But yeah, they'll listen live too. Obviously, would be. That's so unique to Rad because he's live. But you said it actually is compatible.
Yeah, so Wells just tested it. He got the live stream. I gave him the URL. He got it in the app and was able to test it, and it plays, which is great. And it looks like it even plays in the background as we would expect.
Nice.
So presumably it's already better than Rad's app, which is crashing and failing and everything. So we could probably get a lot of people to move over to the Sircles app just to listen live. That's 2,000 people a day that listen live through the app.
Yeah, we got to get that by Tuesday. Actually, our next appearance is Tuesday. It'll be really great to get that by then.
So the question is where we put it. Jerry has a pretty quick solution, which he can hard code back into the the episode list. So he can hard code what is effectively an episode at the top that says like live, and then we can incorporate the stream in there. But obviously, the better option, depending on if we could do it quickly, is to put it on the actual card.
Yeah, go to profile for a podcast. Well, okay, so Ian, you would leave it here. Ian, you had suggested in that black area right next to the icon where it says podcast, just below the photo.
Yep.
The listen now button, right?
Yeah, like a red listen live.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a really good spot to have it. Listen live. So like not right there, but centered, Wells. Right
like
there.
Here.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so obviously that's going to need a front end change, but my envision of it too would be it would say listen live during the show hours or play latest episode during off hours. So it would be dynamic. We do that.
Well, they're live 24/7, by the way. So it's even easier.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so just say listen live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And you
and
want
then,
to know episodes as well. I suppose if you wanted episodes, you would scroll down and see episodes, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I would think. Okay, so how about putting the button there?
like somewhere here.
Up where you had it earlier, under the photo, right there in the middle.
That seems cool. And then once there was a clicks here to listen live, he will see a screen kind of like this.
Does it?
Right?
Yep. Well, let's see. What would the screen look like after you press this?
Yeah, actually, ideally, what would happen is when you press listen live, the listen live button should change to something indicating that you're listening to the live audio. You don't even need to leave the screen.
Oh, okay. So just
yeah, like let's say you click the red listen live button. Ideally, what would happen is the text that said listen live would maybe disappear and would be replaced with text that says now playing or something like that.
mm-hmm.
And then that way you don't actually, it could, like if we did that, by the way, can the user continue to navigate through the Sircles app?
I think so.
And then we also need to consider a way for them to stop it. We need like a pause or a stop button of some kind.
Perhaps clicking on the now playing button.
Sure. I mean, that could be an option. We could put like a pause, but we could load a little pause symbol inside of that button when we hit play. Just something so that users know how to get back. And John, that maybe goes to Wells's a comment about trying to get it to work in the dynamic island and on the shade. It would be pretty frustrating for users to hit play, back out to another part of the app and then not realize that they have to go back to this place to hit pause again. So that's a good argument for maybe waiting until the dynamic island and shade functionality are ready.
Yeah, kind of have to have the shade function.
Yeah.
How hard could that be though? I mean, it's kind of built in.
It is a native iOS function. I'm assuming you're still working on that, right, Wells?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get that work.
Okay. Well, I sent you a secondary link. It actually has a referral URL now. So if we can get this incorporated, just use that second link that I sent you. It functions the exact same way. It just tracks it so that I can identify how many people are actually playing the audio through our app.
Sounds good. Let me test it out.
Cool.
Okay. Is there a library that handles those play buttons? Well,
yeah, so apparently, for it to be integrated with the library we are using, we have to use some configuration regarding this library. So this library handles that. So they work kind of like in sync. But for some reason, the configuration for this library we are using, which is the React Native track player, I'm not yet being able to get that done without like crashing the app, because it says that they don't have a proper configuration profile, that kind of thing. So I will try different solutions, like perhaps just having that there and pointing them both to the same stream, so they both control the same stuff, and hopefully that will work seamlessly. But if not, there are some extra stuff I want to try to make it actually work.
Okay. Do you think you have it done today?
Probably.
Okay.
Hopefully that I cannot promise 100% because this is unknown scenarios, uncharted scenario, uncharted maps. But
let's try and get some level of it completed today, to where like even if the user did have to go back into the app to stop play button, it would still work though, because I really want to get the build released in the next few days. Because even if we submit it late today, it could take 3 days to get approved by Apple, you know.
Yeah, and the link you just sent me with the refer work.
Who sent you a link?
Sorry?
What link are you talking about?
Ian just sent me a link that has a refer to know what, like from where we started playing, so we know that the user was listening from Sircles, so we can know how many users are streaming it from Sircles.
Yeah, John, I created a tracking link for him so I can identify on my end what amount of people at any given time are listening through our app.
Okay.
Because that same URL is used for their website as well as their app. So now I can designate which one is which and tell exactly how many people are coming from what source.
Okay, cool. I dropped an example of what you sent me for how iTunes does it. I put it in the development chat. And Chantel, maybe you could do a design based on that for our play button. And so it would say play or listen live would be one option. And then for all other podcasts, it would say play latest episode. Did you see that?
And where do you want this? Do you want it above like the episodes?
Go ahead and show Wells stream screen on where we put the play button. Go back. Wells. There you go. One more.
Oh, there.
Right in the
Wait.
middle. No, put your cursor. Yeah, just stop right there. That's
Okay.
the spot.
Okay. So
Yes.
right there, listen live or listen to latest episode.
Yeah, latest episode would be the default for all of the podcasts.
Okay.
But for Rad, we're going to attempt to hard code a listen live button there instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just for that profile.
Okay. And that's going to be a button.
Yeah. It'll be like the one in the development channel image and screenshot I sent you.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, cool. So Wells, if you need any assistance, like if you get blocked anywhere, let's reach out to either probably Amin maybe could help you. I think he's got some capacity. He's got a couple little things to look at, but other than that, I think he's gonna be freed up.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so Amin, let's get your update. Did you get my message about the start the combo? I think I was afraid I was confusing you on it. Is it making sense now?
Like if it's possible, I have to stand up like we go on a call so I can get it right. Because for me in my head, like we have two versions of Start Convo. One that you get from you just finished onboarding and you are invited, so you see your invitee, and the other one it's like It's the other one that we trigger like manually through the app. So like those are two versions, and I keep them like, separately. Like there's a condition. I only have like two cases. If this then do that maybe somewhere, and I didn't get
I
right
think
where
that,
things are.
yeah, I think
mixed
there
up.
needs to be 3 cases, basically 2 for start the combo from like an onboarding point of view, and then 1 when someone does a friend connect. So like there'd be two variations on the original one, and then the new one, which was after a friend connect. But
Okay.
I can do what I'll do. I'm gonna head down to the office. We just grabbed some food. We had an appearance this morning, so we stopped got some food nearby. So it's a little loud here. I'll be in the office about 30 minutes. And
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, we'll go over it, share screens and whatnot. But what else
Yeah,
did you have going on?
Yeah, just like I wanted to say about the other issue that you told, like you still don't see favorites for that Nicholas case. That's I have to look into more because I need to produce it because
I'm pretty sure it's because you're going off of total favorites, but that screen displays entertainment favorites.
well, I count on whatever the backend sends me.
Yeah, but the backend's sending you a total.
Of entertainment. It only sends me entertainment.
Are you sure?
Let me check. Let me check.
Okay, I bet it's not, because I know that particular user has 3 favorites, but only 1 is entertainment. So it would make sense.
Yeah, for recent favorites, we go for movies, shows, podcasts, book, and game. Only entertainment. So for recent favorites, that's what we look into to see. Hello.
Sorry about that. It's very loud here. What did you come up with?
It is only entertainment that we go for.
Are you sure you're getting a count of just entertainment?
Yeah, I'm sure it's only entertainment. Like we're passing the profile types we want for the recent favorites of a user, and we explicitly set them to entertainment.
I see. Okay. Well, yeah, it doesn't seem to be obeying the minimum of 3.
Yeah, so that's why I think I still have to look into that more.
Okay. Okay, take a look at that, and I'm gonna head over to the office, and then I'll ping you when we get there, and we'll jump back on.
Yeah, and to finish my updates is I finished working on the sharing link members, like on the member screen. Now there will be now there will be one on that like the group details, and also in the lottie it will be like
Okay.
one of
How did it work with the gradient? Did it look all right? Did you check Android too?
Yeah, I didn't check Android, but let me see. Like the iOS looks good.
Well, yeah, I mean, it always looks good on iOS, but
yeah, I know. Like even like the gradient, because when I just like did the gradient the first time, it was that hard line that you get at the very bottom.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that. I spent a lot of time on it, and I found like let me share my screen.
Okay.
Well, why I cannot share screen? I don't know why. Like this is private. Anyway, I wanna make it big, but it's not doing it. So you can see like the gradients here. It's like easy. It's like
yeah, it's really high up. I guess. I mean, that works.
Yes.
I guess we better check it on a lot of phone sizes.
Okay, I'll try to do that and see. Also Android.
Okay. Could remake the audio if I have to. But yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah, I see the gradient.
Yeah, because just I knew before, but I didn't know like there's a React Native for it. But like, there's a way how to do gradients. Do they look like easy like that? Like, let me show you easy gradient. This was an example. It happened before. Yeah, you see that. This is how we have like gradients in our app, like this linear. And I found a way how to make them smooth like this.
Which one are you doing on the new one?
It's the one on the right.
Smooth. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Does this work just as well on Android?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna test and let you know.
Is that what their docs say though? That it's supposed to?
Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to work on Android iOS.
Oh, great. That's nice. Maybe we could even use it inside the preview windows on the share cards, like in the preview cards.
Yeah, we kind of just like we should not be go crazy with it because the way how like this works under the hood, it likes so with gradients like you give it colors, like the start color and the end color, and like how many like stops you do in between those colors, how it's gonna be really looking smooth. Like if you have a lot of stops, many stops, like it's gonna change from the color to other color to other color to other color. If you have a lot of them, it looks good, but like, yeah, bad performance, especially Android.
I see.
So that
each one's a
like,
because each one is a calculation for every.
Yeah, it does calculation for everyone. Yeah, so you have to find a good balance. So like in places where there's not a lot of things going on, then yeah, we go with the smooth. In feeds or like places where we have scrolling, a lot of data to show, I mean, it's fine to just go with linear because it's gonna have the performance.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, no, look, yeah, check it out on the Android, and then
yeah,
and yeah, I think before I go to there also wasn't any name showing up on the members search, but that also might be what Jerry's looking at. So let me ask Jerry.
That's already fixed.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Was that related then?
Yes, it was the same query as for contacts. So if you go into chat, because now we have an optimized version of that query.
Okay, yeah, no, it's working. Yeah. So then I should also see under my circle of trust.
Yep.
Is that one working too?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, there it is. All right, cool. So then I guess you don't have to worry about that one. Really, just I want that share link in there. It would be really good if we can get that listen live button, and then I'll reach out to you in about 30 minutes, and we'll go over the start the convo screens.
Yeah, for the listen live wells, I'm gonna have to make some updates to that query for the profile. Like I'm gonna hard code the episode in the episode list for listen live, but for there to be a dedicated button on there, we're gonna have to fix that on the profile.
Okay.
So hang tight until I get with you on that.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I will be working on the having the controls on the notifications and that kind of thing. So I think that's gonna probably take a little while.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey, John, one quick thing for you. I got to hop off here and get on the road here in a minute. I got your message about the t-shirt order, and I responded. I let you know I'm working with Charlie to try and get some small stock because we are seeing a lot of reward store items now.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but a lot in comparison. And like pop sockets, I think we had like 12 in the last couple of weeks, which is significant. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm working on a couple of local options just so I have them on standby. Pretty much all of these orders are combined with happiest hour orders, so I can throw them in the same box and save on shipping too. Also, the de minimis exemption that existed for shipping from China is now gone. So that meant that any orders under $800 were exempt from tariffs, and that's now gone effective yesterday. So immediately all of those prices just like in most cases doubled on a lot of the suppliers we were looking at.
I see. So it's not even really an advantage now.
It could be still. What I'm going to do is I'm not giving up on it because I think that it is still likely that certain items would be significantly better priced overseas. So we're still looking at that, but I'm just going to have some local options to give us a little breathing room while we're getting more orders, and then we're going to continue to investigate other pricing.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I have one more question for Ismail. Hey, Ismail. I'm still seeing the placeholder image when I compose on a custom topic for it's like the cityscape. I thought we had the new one.
Oh, I was never given a new one.
I thought you said Jerry had it in. You asked about it a couple days
Oh,
ago.
that one. Well, that one is only after you create the topic it gets generated, not before.
After you created it. Okay. Chantel, did we talk about I know we talked about this like a while back of having a placeholder image for custom topics. Do you recall that or working on it? I just sent you a screenshot of what we're currently doing right now, which is the cityscape, which isn't really ideal.
I can have the actual image that says custom topic, but the color might change.
I see. So you would have a gradient behind it. And
I would have
topic?
we can choose one that has a gradient.
Okay.
Or maybe you can just create a one that says like it looks exactly the same, but like I don't know, white background or something, and then once they hit send, it will change the background.
Okay.
So we had a few different ideas with this. Wait, okay. So I see currently this is a play, but you're talking about a custom topic, right?
Yeah, it's a custom topic,
Okay,
but
yeah.
it's like it says, first of all, it does say sharing a place, which also is wrong.
That needs to be
I
fixed.
sent
Yeah.
that to you, Ismail. I'll tell you what. How about I'll leave it to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. So it shouldn't say place, it should say shared custom topic, and should also have like some kind of more basic image placeholder.
Yeah. Currently in our designs, we have it that there is a rotation of a certain number of gradients, just like we do with the events if there's no picture, and it just has the title of the custom topic. So we have that as one, and then we also have designs where we were planning on doing a certain number. I think the number was like 10 randomly generated GIFs that could go there, but we never went any further as far as picking out said GIFs.
Randomly generated GIFs would be kind of cool because it'd be different and kind of alive. I don't know how much of a degree of difficulty is it, Ismail, if we pick 10 GIFs and then they were like randomly selected for a user.
Yeah, I don't know.
That tells me
I haven't worked
everything.
with that.
That sound you made tells me you don't like it. You want to maybe try it, like try a little test run on it and see if it's doable, because that would be cool.
Sure, and they would be coming from the back end, or we would have pen hard coded on the front end and choose one randomly.
What do you think is better?
Well, I guess since we're not making any backend calls, we probably have to have them stored on the front end side.
Okay, so and we could pick some real small GIFs.
But they also have to be. They have to fit in that triangle. Or
and then it'll also
rectangle.
and it would get cropped in the icon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's getting a little too.
Also, have to see if Fast Image does support GIFs. I haven't used it. I think it does. But yeah, it does. But I don't know if it still does that thing where it plays it really fast.
Yeah, there's that.
Hey, I just remembered, I don't know if you guys have tested recently, and I'm sorry if you were just talking about this, but the GIF animator, I don't think works anymore.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should remove that.
I did. So maybe somebody else can do a test. I don't know if maybe it was just a me issue, but I tried 3 different images. They never timed out. They also just never finished.
Okay. Forgot to remove that. But well, for now, let's just do like a standard image, something basic. So Ismail, will you work with Chantel on getting an image for the compose?
Yeah, I mean, I think something we can do that would be a very quick solution is just have like one of those versus custom topics. You just use one of those images. It will change background eventually, but
okay,
just as a
so where's the
placeholder.
background? Are you going to create a? You have a background you would use, or?
Jerry, can you create one with maybe a white background, or do you want it with a gradient as a placeholder?
Create what? What are we creating?
You know that custom topic we generate on the Cloudinary?
Yeah.
You know how that creates only after I create the topic?
Uh-huh.
So before I create the topic, we need one for before when I create the topic, and we're just gonna have like one that's hard coded.
Yeah, why don't we use Chantel, like a light blue background that we use, and then it just says custom topic on 2 lines. Custom.
Well, I just want Jerry to generate it because he generates it using code, so it looks exactly the same as the other ones, just with a different background.
Well, yeah, there's actually a Cloudinary URL. It's a Cloudinary URL that I could probably just give you, Ismail. Maybe you could just use that URL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All I need is just to generate this one image with
actually
a blue background, and just give me the Cloudinary link for it, and I'll hard code it as a placeholder.
Okay.
I guess Chantal, can you just send Jerry the image of the back or the color of the background that you want?
Yeah, actually, I have one I can send to our actual Sircles logo. The original one was much larger. It was an AI generated. It has like a large background on it, so maybe we could just use that. So Danny's gonna grab that for me. I'll have him send it to you, Jerry. Maybe we could just use that as like the custom topic. It'll be the default background only when you're composing.
So would it be the whole image or just the color? And then he has to add custom topics to it.
It could just be the whole image because it's only there while you're composing.
Yeah. Okay. So he doesn't have to create a new one. Just use the image as is.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you can just send that. You can just send that to Chantal. She can upload it to Cloudinary and give me the link. She's done that before.
Okay. All right, we'll do.
Chantal has that logo.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's true. Chantel, do you have the original?
I have the like square version.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I have like a super large version that you're talking about. And so you just want the AI version of the app icon?
Yeah,
that's what I'm uploading.
Yeah, it has a large background to it. It's not just the icon part that we took. She has it.
Okay, I can Slack you the ones that I have.
That's not Danny has it. Yeah, so where do you want me to send it to? Send it to Jerry. Danny's sending it to you, Jerry. You can use this one. It's gonna probably crop the top and the bottom, but it'll still fit the logo inside because it's got a lot of border around it. Did you already send it?
It's loading.
Are you gonna get on the Wi-Fi?
I did, but it's a little more.
So it's not sending. Okay, so in like 20 minutes you'll get it.
You'll get it in a few.
Chantel, will you send it to Jerry real quick? I don't want there to be any questions because it's going to take me twice as long to repeat all this.
There it is.
Okay, so let me know if you got that, Jerry.
Yep. Oh wait, this is a screenshot though.
Yeah. So Chantel's gonna send the original file.
Okay.
Okay. So you see that there?
Yeah.
The image. Got it.
Yeah, I got the image.
Okay. It has like a large background around it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll fit in our preview window, or as the default when you're composing, and I think it'll just crop, since it's a rectangle, more of a landscape. It'll probably just crop the top and the bottom, but should still fit all the way inside there if you're following what I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Jerry,
So
what size constraints do you need?
Maybe let's just start it with as big as it goes. If I'm looking in the card in chat, it looks to be almost like let me find a custom topic. It looks to be almost like a 16 by 9, almost like a widescreen picture. But then we also have a square one. So maybe a square one would just make sure that there's enough background in it. Should be sufficient.
Okay.
where do we have to have a square default image?
For the topic, like for the tab.
It won't show up in the topic up in there because
You're just talking about the card.
yeah, because this is just during the compose.
Oh, okay. Then that would be a 16 by 9 would probably work best there.
Well, Ismail could probably give the exact dimensions.
Okay. I'm looking through all my messages now to see where I can find the full size.
If not, there's probably like an outpainting model you can use to expand it.
There's a what?
Like an outpainting model that like expands the image. Or you can like probably put it in Chat GPT and say expand the background or something.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about being able to expand the background. I'm not worried about that. I'm just not sure what this extra large background size is because I only have the one with the square. And I don't see what you're specifically looking at. So
If you show your screen, I'll describe what we're trying to do. And yeah.
So I just want to make sure I have the same thing.
Okay.
Oh, maybe it's this. Okay, let me see if this is it. Oh, Danny just sent it to me. Wait, no, he didn't.
Oh, I texted you. Did you get it?
You texted me?
Todd?
Yeah, I got a text.
Okay. So is this it right here? Do I have the full
I don't see your
size?
screen. Does anybody see her screen?
No.
Okay, now it's coming through. Okay, there it is, full size.
Is that the full size one you're talking about?
Oh, no. Open Slack.
Huh?
Open Slack.
Open Slack.
Development channel. The circle there that I circled right there. Nope, you had it.
Oh. Not
Okay,
here.
no, actually, sorry, I had sent it to you directly too. So yeah, go back to our phone.
Okay.
See that one
Here.
there? See how it's a landscape rectangle?
Yeah, and you
Yes.
just want this to have the background of.
Yes, you could probably crop like the top and the bottom.
Okay.
Judging from
And
this,
then I
it looks-
can use Photoshop to extend the background both ways.
Okay, yeah, let's try and get the fit in there. It's okay if it crops the top and the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, perfect. And that way, we're showing our logo in a little better light actually. So that'll be a plus. And it's only temporary. It's only right here during the compose. Once it's done, it becomes the gradient background and says custom topic on it.
Right.
So,
Okay. Cool.
Easy enough. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna head down. Todd, are you gonna be down in the clone?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. We'll work on some of the notification things.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I mean, I'll reach out to you in about 30 minutes. Okay. I mean.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. See you in a bit.